Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sixer Sense podcast. I'm your host, Lucas, with Chris. And Chris, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Lucas has undergone great personal transformation.
Physical, not personal. Physical.
Well, personally physical.
Yeah, personally physical. Yes.
Person.
The luscious locks are gone. We needed a reset, folks. That's okay though. It's all good in the hood.
I purchased the new jersey in an act of protest.
You know what? You're probably not the only one protesting here. Let me tell you, Daryl Morey's seat is getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah, I saw some videos of the fire Daryl Morey chants at the Pelicans game.
And then I don't know if you saw, but there's a sign now in Philly, the billboard saying "Sell the team." I'm pretty sure we know who's meant for because it was.
I did see that. Yeah, it's not hard to
miss, right? For sure.
All right, Lucas. Let's start with this Pelicans game.
Absolutely.
On the road in New Orleans, 126-111 loss for our Sixers. Probably one of the more disappointing games of the season. Obviously, we've missed some time. There were a few losses before this. Philly, before tonight, Sunday night, was winless after the All-Star break without Joel Embiid. It's been a struggle. Maxey had 27 in this game, but was quite inefficient. 25 for Kelly Oubre, 14 for VJ Edgecombe, and 11 off the bench for Quentin Grimes. They were our only double-digit scorers. Notably, on the Pelicans side, 23 off the bench in 24 minutes for Jordan Poole. Had 5 assists, and, what are you going to do? 0 turnovers for Jordan Poole. Very characteristic performance from him.
Mm-hmm.
21 for Zion with 8 assists, playing the point guard. Yeah. 6 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 blocks in 32 minutes for our old friend DeAndre Jordan, because just why not rub it in? I feel like all the former Sixers are going off this week.
Getting their licks, right? Yeah.
Good for him is what I'll say on that. 20 for Sadiq Bey, 14 for Herb Jones, and 13 and 12 respectively for Bryce McGowens and Carlo Matkovic. So this was a kind of a classic Sixers loss, Lucas. They were playing, they were up at the half pretty comfortably, looked good, seemed like they were going to beat the bad team as they should.
Yeah. As they should.
And then they fall apart in the third quarter, don't do anything to repair that damage in the fourth. What were your big takeaways here?
Why, Daryl Morey? Why? We'll get into that more later. Look, obviously your third or fourth best player? Fourth best player is out on suspension. You lose a key guy who you could use coming off the bench. I don't think the guy that you got to replace him is better. He's not. We haven't even talked about that yet, really. And then on top of that, Joel Embiid's out, and apparently since the beginning of the new year, we cannot win without Joel Embiid on the court. Apparently, or at least not very often. So. Yeah, no. This one hurt a little bit because Zion at point guard, not really his thing, but he's doing it this year because they're tanking, even though they don't have their pick. Which whatever, okay, sure. Yeah, no, this doesn't work for me. No, on so many levels, no.
Yeah, the bench is really bad right now, and making it worse at the deadline was certainly a choice on Daryl Morey's part. We mentioned the Fire Morey chants that were circulating on Twitter. That's going to be a pretty common sentiment if Philly can't kick things into a higher gear here. We can move on, though, into tonight's game, Lucas, which was a pleasant change of pace. Sixers going to Minnesota against a, not a healthy Wolves team. No Rudy Gobert, which he's
on
notable.
Suspension.
Yeah, so that's like a notable absence for this team, obviously. He's a very good defender still, especially in a non-Joel matchup. That's like a pretty significant loss for them. But still had Ant, still had McDaniels, Julius.
No Naz Reid.
Desumu, Naz Reid, all those, no Naz Reid. So, they were missing guys, but this was still
A winnable game
reasonable.
for Minnesota. They were winning, I think, 5 straight prior to this game.
Yeah, and Philly just kicked their butts. So,
Yeah,
uh, we won the third quarter. We really won the fourth quarter after winning the first quarter. We didn't lose a single quarter in this game.
that's
Uh,
nice. That's nice to say.
really nice. 39 points, 8 assists for Tyrese Maxey, who I continue to marvel at. I don't know how he has the energy to do this still. 24 points with a career high 6 threes on 7 attempts for VJ Edgecombe.
Hmm.
18 with 4 steals for Kelly Oubre. 19 off the bench on 5 made threes with 7 assists for Quentin Grimes. His best game in a while.
Hmm.
That's nice to see. He played 28 minutes. We got some garbage time. We got our first Dalen Terry minutes. We got our first Tyrese Martin minutes. The new two-way guys.
Hmm.
So a pretty resounding victory. Seems like the Sixers had a point to make after some really tough losses. Tyrese spoke after the game. Was like, basically, we had a choice if we were going to roll over, if we were going to bounce back, and they bounced back. So
Yeah.
what were your takeaways here, Lucas?
Uh, the first couple of minutes, I thought we were going to get blown out. They were playing harder defense than us. But then from there, it kind of seemed like the Sixers were locked in. Like you said, is surprised to see Tyrese Maxey being able to still do this. His trainer, Drew Hanlon, recently said on a podcast that the Sixers need to give him a few break days so that he doesn't get worn out. I agree on that. Um, but in general, look, good VJ game. Good VJ game. I think we needed that, right? At a 20 plus point game from VJ. Kelly did what Kelly does. Drummond did what Drummond does, right? Dom did what Dom did, right? Uh, then Walker brought energy, I guess. Bona played solid. He wasn't playing against like real centers half the time, so Quentin Grimes looked great. Campaign, okay. Are we gonna wait to talk about campaign when we talk
We
about
can talk
Joe
about
McCain?
it now. Let's
Okay,
just talk about it.
okay, cool. This was a weird move because he hadn't played in the NBA since what, like 2 years ago when he was on our team, right?
No,
Um,
he was in the league last year.
he was with who?
He was with the Knicks, right?
If he did, he didn't barely play.
He played
Um,
72 games for the Knicks last year.
I was like, I get getting a veteran that knows the system. I get that, and he is a quote unquote point guard, so he kind of runs the offense a little bit better than an aging Kyle Lowry. He is 32. Let's keep that in mind. Obviously, no long term fit there. I I feel like there were better options that had were either going to get bought out or like at this point, like, can we take a flyer on somebody that's going to get bought out? I don't know. This seems weak. This is weak sauce bringing Cam Thomas. I mean, not Cam Thomas, campaign. Um,
Should we have brought in Cam Thomas?
I mean, honestly, if campaign was the primary option, then maybe. I mean, gosh, I don't know.
Cam
Uh,
Thomas right now in 4 games with the Bucks is averaging 19.3 points in 19.8 minutes.
Dog knows how to make guys into six men.
What a
What can I?
guy! Look, this is what Cam Thomas has always done, but
Yeah.
he's gonna cool off. Obviously, he's not gonna shoot 50% from the field for very long, but much respect.
Yeah, I don't, man, I don't like the campaign. I wasn't paying too much attention to the buyout market because I was waiting for a few more guys to see if they got bought out. I I don't know, bring somebody in sexier, I don't know. I feel like
Agree.
D'Angelo Russell's even a better option at this point. Not saying much, but still.
I don't agree with that.
You think the campaign is a better option than D'Lo? Okay, well,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah. Come on.
Okay, well, my point being is that campaign was low on the totem pole of like what I think most people expected. Granted, he was a rotation player on a finals team. I get that. He knows the system. I get that. He knows the guys. And I'm sure he's a great locker room guy, Mr. Terry Johnson himself, or whatever his alias was. I think it was Terry Johnson, right?
I forget.
Yeah, but anyway, Yeah, no. This was a interesting move. Your thoughts on the campaign signing?
Yeah, look, I think I'm more positive on it than you. Like, he was averaging 15 minutes a game last year. He was like a real backup guard for the Knicks. He's been in the league for a while, obviously. He's been a pretty good player for a while too. Like, he was really good in Philly a couple years ago after the deadline, or like I really don't hate the move. I think he's probably better than any of the realistic buyout guys at this point. I don't think you can expect much of anything from like Alonzo Ball.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I
fair.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just think that market really wasn't going to materialize in a way that gives the Sixers significantly better options than the guy they already know. And like you said, knows the team, knows the system, brings good energy, can hit some threes, give you a little bit of creation off the bench.
It has
They obviously
looked bad
needed.
in these two games, though. I do want to say he has
It's
looked
only
bad.
2 games. He's getting back into. He just flew across the Atlantic like a week ago. He'll I think settle in.
Mm.
But yeah, I look. It's not like a needle mover necessarily, but they needed a backup guard. Obviously, I think you would prefer not to be in the situation where you needed a backup guard so desperately for reasons we got into on the last episode and we'll get into later this episode. But I think it's a fine move, all things considered. I don't have a problem with it. I like campaign, but
Anyway,
you
back
know,
to the game.
yeah. Back to the game. This look. This was awesome. This was like a really good performance all around from Philly. Maxey was just killer, like he's been for most of the year. This was one of VJ's best offensive performances in a while. Is he going to hit six threes every night? Of course not. The finishing inside the arc still needs some work, but really good stuff from him all around. Quentin Grimes has been a real tough watch these past few weeks, going back even before the All Star break. So it's nice to see him hit some shots. So he still had that really bad miss
Well, I mean,
uh,
7 of 12, 5 of 8,
in the
7
third
assists.
quarter.
I look, a bad
This
miss
was a
is a
good
bad
game.
miss. Yeah.
This is a good game for Quentin Grimes. Much respect to him. He deserves the credit. But yeah, man. I mean, they again, they're tired. They're on a West Coast trip. They don't have Joel. Maxey had a pretty revealing statement the other night about how he's had to play a lot of different roles this year, depending on who's available, who's not available, what shape is Joel in, that kind of thing, and how it's
Yeah.
just been hard to adjust. He brought his A game in this one. So did the team. This is a good win against a very good basketball team in Minnesota. So I I don't know if it's a turning point, but Lucas, do you think they have maybe figured something out here with respect to not playing with Joel?
Yet to be determined. I mean, look, it's one game. We saw them collapse against the Pels. I think honestly, it's just making sure that Tyrese Maxey gets enough rest during games so that he's not kapooed in the third and fourth quarter. Like, make sure that he gets enough rest in the first half so that he's not like dragging his legs in the second half. I think that's the real key here, and it comes
Yeah.
down to minutes management. That's on Nick Nurse, who we kind of know is not the greatest at doing that or likes to run his players into the ground. We saw it in Toronto. We've seen it here in Philly. Like, if you're a star player, you're playing at least 35 plus minutes, whether you want to or not.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that is kind of like maybe a little bit underrated in all the conversation around the past few games is that Tyrese has just looked pretty exhausted, which is understandable given the load that has been put on him this year. I saw a stat recently where he has traveled the most miles of any player in addition to playing the most minutes. Like, they are really putting him through the ringer out there. That's just not sustainable in today's NBA where we see like five guys a year blow their Achilles out. They really
Yeah.
need to find ways
Don't you jinx it.
to like do what Drew Hanlon said and build in some rest. So I don't think they're gonna do that. Like, that's not really Nick Nurse's style. He still had the starters on the floor when they were leading by 20 with 4 minutes left. So like,
Yeah, I don't like that. Like, if you're up by like 20 or 25 with 6 minutes left, starts bringing in your second unit. And then with
or at
3
least take
units,
Maxi out and just see if they
yeah.
don't implode.
Yeah.
If they cut the lead to
Like,
10 minutes with to 10 with 2 minutes left or whatever, maybe you can bring him back in to close. But
yeah, yeah. And I mean, look, you have Quentin Grimes, who, was a quote unquote 20 plus point per game scorer last year. If he can't come in and help stabilize while Maxey gets the rest for the last 6 minutes, then what's the point?
you got future Hall of Famer Kyle Lowry. You got Payne.
Yeah, like what's the point? What are we doing? I think honestly, my biggest complaint with Nick Nurse is the minutes for Tyrese Maxey this season. Because if
I think that's
Tyrese is
fair.
fresh, then some of these third quarter and fourth quarter collapses don't happen. It's simple as that. Tyrese is tired.
I think the rebuttal is that I don't know if Philly is winning as many games as they had if he wasn't playing as often as he did
Well,
early in
then
the year.
that's not on Nick Nurse. That is on our man
Yeah,
Daryl
of course.
Morey.
But
Yeah,
um,
like I don't like playing any player more than 36 minutes a game.
I agree. I think you need, especially again in today's day and age, you
Mm-hmm.
really need to keep an
Like
eye on guys.
like
But
at least 6 minutes of rest per half. You could do it either per quarter with 3 minutes or 6 minutes per half. But like either way, you got to give these guys real time to rest.
yeah,
But
I
anyway, yeah.
I agree. All right, Lucas, you ready to hit the button here and talk about some Sixers notes?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, we talked about campaign already. Sixers signed him to fill their last roster spot. They also converted Jabari Walker from his two-way
Yay.
deal to a standard NBA deal, much deserved. Let's talk about Joel Embiid. Hasn't played since the All-Star break. He reportedly felt some knee/shin pain over the break when they were going through his injury prevention/rehab stuff. Um, Traveled for this road trip. They were going to reevaluate
Mhm.
him after the Atlanta game. Still hasn't played through Sunday night, but seems like he will probably return in the near future, even though we're getting some sort of vague Nick Nursian updates on his health, which is always super fun. Are
Mhm.
you worried about this at all?
Oof. Part of me is, but then part of me is like, I'd rather it happen now, and then he'd be available by like mid March, come back completely healthy by the playoffs. I don't know, man. As long as they're not rushing him back, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Like if they don't rush him back and he's available by mid, maybe end March, him and Paul George and Maxi get, last 10, 15, 10 games together, whatever. Um, I'm not worried about it because Joel, I think we realized that Joel needed what, about 20 games to get himself into shape at the beginning of the year. He's already in shape, so he doesn't need as many ramp up games. As long as Joel gets about 10 games or so and the team gets 10 to 15 games with him or so, I think we're in okay land as of now.
Yeah, I agree. Look, Nick Nurse had a comment a few days ago where he was basically asked if Joel would be playing if it was the playoffs, and he said he didn't want to speak over the doctors, but that he probably would be. So I think the Sixers are just being extra cautious, which is what they've done. What Joel has pretty much demanded that they do all year. He has been.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great Drew Hanlon interview with Kevin O'Connor out there where he
Yeah.
talks to a lot of Joel's past year and what he's gone through. Like they're being cautious, which is the right move. It's the only move at this point. You can't rush him out there if he's not 100%, or at least 90%, whatever
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be moving forward for the rest of his career. But yeah, I'm always worried when Joel's hurt. It just always kind of feels ominous. But as long as they're just being precautious and it doesn't spiral into anything worse.
It doesn't sound like he's gotten any major testing. It doesn't sound like
Yeah, if he's back in 2 games and he looks fine, then it's water
yeah,
under the bridge.
yeah.
They're handling it the way they should.
Mm-hmm. And
We'll
another,
see.
and
Time
I
will
do
tell.
want to, and I do want to note from that interview, Drew was like, I hadn't worked out with him since before the Olympics until this past December. That's a year plus. That should just tell you because we know Joel. Joel loves working out with Drew. So if he's not working out with Drew, it's because he's literally not that healthy.
Yeah, he couldn't.
He
He said
couldn't.
he had to
Yeah.
get right. So yeah,
Yeah.
I feel for Joel. It always sucks, but
Yeah. But you know who I also feel for?
who?
I feel for Johni Broome, who tore his meniscus in the G
Yeah,
League.
2 p.m. news dump today, as Kyle
Yeah.
Merbeck pointed out. Just kind of dropped it in there under covertly without much fanfare. I guess he tore it in last night's Bluecoats game.
Mm-hmm.
Classic Sixers rookie tears his meniscus. It's back-to-back years
Um,
now.
I
Great.
don't think we have much hope for John at least for this
I
season.
did coming into the
I
year.
mean, rephrase. We don't have much hope for John moving forward at the moment.
Sure.
We did it coming into the season, but right now, just how he's looked in the G League, because I looked at his shooting numbers, they're horrific.
He's been fine.
Yeah, Christopher.
He's been okay in the G. He had like a 50-point game.
Okay, but like, look at the
Like
defense.
it's tough. It's not a good place to be when your 23-year-old can't
Yeah, can't
even touch
be a
the
highly
NBA.
efficient
I'll be
scorer in the
honest.
G League. Yeah, no.
It's tough. But
Yeah, so the meniscus kind of, I mean, look, he has what, a 3-year deal? So, like, they'll give him another year to try to work out the bugs. And who knows? We don't know if this is going to be a short term recovery for meniscus, like, Joel did in like 8 weeks, or if this is going to be a long term like Jared McCain. We don't know. Yet to be
I would say
determined.
there's no reason to rush him back.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's not going to play this season. We don't know, like, we just don't know what type of surgery he's going to have. Because if he has the Jared McCain, he might not start next year. We'll see. No, it might not be available to play at the beginning of next year. We'll see.
Yeah,
But
it's really tough for him as like a guy who's trying to stick and prove himself.
yeah,
It's like a really tough blow, but for Philly's point of view, I would say
he wasn't in the rotation anyway.
safest path forward. Just be patient. No reason
Yeah.
to rush it.
Yeah.
All right, Lucas.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our favorite former Sixer, Jared McCain.
If we must.
He is an Oklahoma City Thunder. He has played 5 games. He's averaging 11.6 points, 3.2 rebounds, and shooting 45% from 3 in 19 minutes a game. I'm going to read a stat to you that I saw today. The Sixers, since the All-Star break, this was before tonight's game to be clear, but they were 28th in the league in total bench points with 106. Jared McCain, since the trade deadline, had scored 58 points, which is the 13th highest of any bench scorer in the NBA. He had a very, very nice night against Brooklyn a couple nights ago on Friday. Scored 21 points in 23 minutes with 3 threes.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of like highlights of him and Isaiah Joe going around.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a targeted campaign against us.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on our beloved Jared McCain clearly being a very good player for the Oklahoma City Thunder? Who could have seen it coming?
Nick Nurse is a hater, and Daryl Morey may have sealed his fate with that move.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's like it was so obvious. OKC is doing the thing you do with McCain, where you have him drive, you have him move without the ball. He's like running around the floor.
We said he was Curry-esque. He can move like Curry without the ball. Why don't you? Because he can't defend. Okay, cool. He can't defend. Guess what? Curry couldn't defend for a long time either. Maxey couldn't defend for a long time either. If you have the infrastructure around him, which the Sixers did if they actually played normal lineups.
Sure.
Okay, if they just made him Tyrese's backup. Let's just say they just made him Tyrese's backup. Tyrese, we give you a lid at, let's say, 34 minutes a night. Okay, 34 minutes a night, that seems reasonable. Keep Tyrese fresh, right? McCain gets 14 minutes a night. Is it a lot? No. Is it reasonable? Yes, right? And then keep like either Grimes, like don't play 3 guard lineups. You can't do that with McCain. They don't do that in OKC. They have
they do. Yeah,
but the difference is that their 3 guards can defend at all times. Okay, Maxey's better, but he's not all defense. Okay, let's be clear. Like you can't, and their guards are bigger than our guards too. Let's be clear too. So Anyway, so my point being here is that if Nick Nurse wanted to, he could have made Jared McCain work. He had already predetermined that he did not want to make Jared McCain work. And then because Jared McCain was not looking great, Daryl Morey got nervous because, like, oh no, we got to get rid of this guy before he loses too much value. Dude, now we're looking like we're getting suckered in that deal.
I mean, I know it was only 20 games last year, but it was just so obvious that this guy has something pretty special. And, like, you could tell he wasn't right this year. Even if you listen to, like, the interview on our pod last week, he's like, I'm still not 100%. I'm still figuring stuff out, but, like, I'm getting better. He's been hurt. It was such a short-sighted and obvious mistake. It's so obvious that a guy with his skill set is just going to rock in OKC, where they have all these guys who can dribble, pass, and put pressure on the rim.
And maybe they give him a shot if we didn't continue giving him a shot if we didn't give the third pick. Maybe that happens. But
Jared McCain is going to have like a game where he scores 20 in the finals, and Sixer fans are going to melt down.
Well, okay, let me ask you this: does he get to keep his rotation spot in that when everybody's healthy in OKC? When you have AJ Mitchell, or Jai Mitchell, however you want to say his name, when he gets back healthy, who was a runner, in the running for Sixth Man of the Year prior to getting injured, does Jared McCain? You can't play both of them together. At least I don't think you can.
Yeah, you
can.
Does
Jared McCain play, or I don't know.
Yeah,
that's some interesting.
He went to one of the deepest teams in the league and is immediately playing more minutes a game than he was in Philly. Like I think he's just good. They're gonna have to find minutes for him. He's clearly helping them in a lot of ways on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm a little delusional and biased, but
I mean, look, it's possible, but I think the more likely thing is that he doesn't get his minutes decrease, if not go away, once everybody's healthy there. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, look, I think kudos to their head coach because they can make anybody look good in their system. Besides Gordon Hayward, I think they can make almost anybody look good in that system. Oh, okay. And Ousmane Dieng.
You're redrafting the 2024 NBA draft. Okay, so are you taking AJ Mitchell or Jared McCain first? Not first overall, but who are you taking off the board first?
I've seen more Jared, so I'll say Jared. I couldn't rightfully tell you for sure because I haven't watched enough Mitchell for me to make a strong opinion about him. But, like, I know Jared. I know what I could do with Jared. If I have defensive wing... Like, imagine... Let's just say Jared goes to Milwaukee. Okay, let's just put that there. Jared goes to Milwaukee. We know what Doc Rivers can do with a point guard. Developmentally. He did good things with Maxey. You can't deny that. Okay? But imagine Jared McCain in 2 years next to Giannis.
Did he do that with Maxey, or did Maxey and James Harden do that with Maxey?
Okay. Chicken or egg. Not the point here.
Sure.
But no, you get my point, though. You get what I'm trying to say. I think most places would know what to do with Maxey. There's very few places. Maybe Detroit wouldn't know what to do with Maxey. Maybe because, like, I didn't love what they did with Jaden Ivey, but Jaden Ivey's clearly not healthy, so I don't know if that's really on them. But you get what I'm saying? Like, there's very few teams that wouldn't know what to do with, Jared McCain.
Yeah. I mean, he's a very malleable player. He can fit in so many different ways.
And all Nick Nurse wanted to do was not have him play point guard and have him shoot in the corner and play defense.
Yeah, and look, putting him off ball is not the problem. He's really great off the ball. You just have to move him around.
You can't just have him plop in the corner and say, wait for the ball. That's not his...
You have to put him through screens. You have to put him in actions and, like, pretend he's actually good. Which
you can't have him as your fifth or fourth option in the offense. He has to be he has to be a primary option within your offense.
Sure. Yeah.
Not even the number one, but like a second or third option in your offense to really unlock him.
Yeah. It's really just disappointing and just so predictable, but
could you imagine, like, the fever dream that Steve Kerr would have if they could get their hands on him. He's like, oh, Steph Curry's replacement right here. Maybe not to the extent, but you get what I'm saying.
No, they should have put in an offer because Daryl was selling low. Yeah,
Right?
it sucks. Look, it's awesome for my OKC bit on the pod. I'm just never gonna stop waving that flag. I've been proven right so many times. But
As a Sixers fan,
you know,
this is really gonna.
sucks.
I tell you what, if we do not get to at least the conference finals, they're gone, and this is gonna be listed as one of the reasons why.
I was gonna say, I think if this season goes the way we think it will, which is just like another first round exit, probably,
First or second round exit, yeah.
I'm becoming much
Because
much more okay
Cleveland's
with
starting to
Payne.
look like a problem now with James
Yeah,
Harden.
Cleveland's way better than us.
Yeah.
They were always gonna be. We
Toronto's
really shouldn't have.
not like, yeah, we could beat Toronto, but they could also beat us.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
Yeah,
like
we're
everybody
the
else ahead
Sixers
of us
ever best
now
team
are
in the East
becoming
right
an
now.
issue. And like honestly, like if Orlando can get their act together, they could beat us. If Franz can get healthy and Paulo figures out
Yeah,
himself. Because
it's
Javon Carter looks great there. I'm just saying. Shout out WVU. But
yeah.
okay,
Look, it's tough. I'm becoming more open to the very Daryl Morey crowd. They're winning me over.
I mean, I get that he's made good moves, but the bad moves that he has made have really hurt.
Yeah, it's like if you can guarantee me that they hire a smart, kind of younger, forward-thinking guy who's
That's
like,
not Morey.
yeah. If you could just reassure me that they aren't going to hire Bob Myers or some like old retread
Oh,
guy who
Bob Myers is in
is
charge of
10
the
years
whole
in the past.
entire sports operation for. No, he's not coming. Don't worry about him.
Great. So like if you
Bob
could,
Myers will be hiring the people. But
great, sure, whatever, he can do
yeah,
that. But as long as they aren't hiring some like retread who's stuck in the past, I'm fine. I don't want them to hire Joe Dumars or the
well,
equivalent of Joe Dumars. But if they hire like someone like Sala that the Hawks hired, like that I'm cool with. All right,
yeah,
Lucas, let's talk about the MVP race for a little bit.
shall we?
I wrote my MVP rankings on Friday.
Yeah, I have them.
Would you like
pulled
me
up.
to read them to you? And
Yes,
then we can discuss.
You can read them to the audience. I'll follow along.
Okay. At 10. And this is going to really make folks excited. Jalen Brunson, New York Knicks at 10. Number 9, Anthony Edwards, Minnesota Timberwolves.
That seems kind of low, but okay.
8, Tyrese Maxey.
I mean, honestly, he's had a skid in January, so I can't even be mad about it.
7, Kawhi Leonard. 6, Donovan Mitchell.
Okay, pause.
Yeah.
I think I would switch Kawhi and Donovan. Is that like crazy to say?
No, it's fair.
I mean, because like Donovan was keeping the Cavs mid tier until James got there, but Kawhi like almost single handedly brought the Clippers back from doom and gloom.
Yeah, to like below 500.
But
still.
like,
I mean, like we
look
can't
at that
really
roster.
penalize Donovan for being like 5 games above 500 when Kawhi was literally like 1-18.
But come on, Kawhi brought that team back from the abyss. Like the Clippers, not the Clippers, the Thunder.
Okay, but
almost
Donovan didn't let them fall into the abyss.
Okay, like fair, fine, whatever.
That's all. It's a fair argument. Kawhi's been awesome this year. I have Luka at 5.
Okay,
Cade at 4.
I'm surprised Luka's played enough games. Okay, Cade, that seems low.
I mean, Wemby is 3.
Okay.
Stray is 2, and Jokic is 1. I don't know how you put Cade over any of those guys, but I understand.
I mean, look, I don't think Victor's going to play enough games. He's, like 1 or 2 games? Yeah, he's 2 games away from...
We'll see.
And then, like, Shea's probably going to miss too many games because of this injury.
I'm
and
sure
Jokic
he will move up if guys miss time. But
yeah, I was about to say,
he's
like
4.
I was about to say, most of these guys in the top 3 are only a couple games away from losing their spot.
Sure.
And I will say one omission, and I know you don't like him, so I'm not surprised that you don't have him on the list. But you gotta
I will
give
pull up the numbers, okay?
Jaylen Brown, dude.
Yeah, no, fraud.
Fraud.
Let me just pull up the on-off stats, okay, at
Okay,
cleaning the
cool.
class.
Cool.
Per 100 possessions, the Celtics are being outscored by 10.1 points this season with Jaylen Brown on the floor. Their offense is 1.2 points per 100 worse. Their defense is a cool 8.9 points worse with him on the floor. They are 10 points worse per 100 possessions with Jaylen Brown on the floor. Derek
So
White.
who? Okay,
Derek
go
White. You
ahead.
want to hear Derek White's numbers?
Sure.
All right, on off. Derek White. They are 9.9 points better per 100 with Derek White on the floor. Their offense is 0.8 points worse, but their defense is minus 10.7, as in teams scored 10.7 points less per 100 with Derek White on the floor compared to plus 8 over plus 8 with Jaylen Brown. So there's about a 20-point defensive swing compared to uh, their
Okay, you
defenses.
might have me there.
Derek White is the best player on the Boston Celtics. I've said it time and time again. I am absolutely correct, and I will
Even when
no
Jason
further
Tatum's there,
argument. What?
even when Jason Tatum's there.
Okay, the second best player and the best current healthy player on the Boston Celtics
Okay.
is Derek White. That is all I will say. Jaylen Brown is totally okay. I put him in the honorable mentions category. He can be my number 11, okay?
Okay. Fine. Fine. All right. So let's go to and we kind of talked about Maxi. I'm okay with him being 8.
Yeah.
I get it.
Do
I
you
have no
think he's been
qualms.
better than Ant? I don't think that was like a popular opinion from me, you know?
It
But I think he's
depends.
been better than Ant by like a hair.
I think Ant has really great games, but I've noticed every 5 or 10 games he'll have a game where he has like 12 points. And I don't
Yeah.
think you see that very often from Tyrese. And like I get it, Ant's a better defensive player. True, very true. He's one of the better 3-point shooters. Very true, very true. Even though Maxi's better.
Is he?
Um,
The Wolves
he
defense.
in terms of 3-pointers made. Oh, you mean defense?
Well,
At least
the
by
points per
reputation.
possession, the on off.
Okay.
He's in the ninth percentile. Their Wolves are 6.9 worse on defense. They're better
Okay.
on offense. He's like a negative differential guy too, though. He's kind of in the Jaylen Brown bucket where they're kind of sneaky, not that much
Hmm.
better with him on the floor.
Interesting. Well,
uh,
anyway,
that is not like the whole story, of course. Ant is awesome. If you want to say he's been better than Tyrese this year, I think most people would agree
I
with you.
I just think that Ant has those games where he's not dominating. And it's my same problem with Jason Tatum. Like you just kind of see games where you only had 15 points. Like the greatest of the greats don't have those type of games. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, they all do eventually,
But
except for
not like
Joel.
more than once or twice a year. And these guys have it more than once or twice a year.
Sure. Yeah, it's fair. He's a very talented scorer. I don't know if he impacts the game as broadly as a lot of the guys at the top of the MVP race.
Well, and he's their de
Where I
facto point
struggle with
guard
people
too.
who are like he's up there
He's
with.
not. He hasn't played with a true point guard in like a year and a half since ever since Mike Conley decided that not Mike Conley, but his body decided that he's done being a starter. You know, I it would be nice to see him with an actual point guard to take some of that burden off of him.
Sure, but I think a lot of these guys are not point guards and they're better at doing the things
Yeah, I
that they
mean,
need to do.
it is what it is.
Look,
No,
Ant's awesome. I
yeah,
don't want
like
to take
I'm okay
anything
with
away from him.
Tyrese being above Ant and Donovan. That's fine.
He's not above Donovan. I have Donovan at 6, but he's
Oh,
above
I
Brunson.
mean
I
Jalen
will stand
Brunson,
on
yeah.
that. Tyrese
Oh yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
better than Jalen
absolutely. No,
Brunson.
he
That's
Tyrese is
my
better than
take.
Brunson. Yeah, that's fine.
Better
Yeah,
player. All right.
yeah,
Yeah. Brunson is the one true grifter of the NBA. That's all I'll say.
yeah.
Do you want to go
You
around
know,
the
him
NBA
and
now,
James
Lincoln?
are sharing their grifting, talents, and now they're sharing their hairline. But that's not the point. So that was a
You want
good
to
one,
talk
wasn't
about
it?
anything, Lucas?
Javon Carter, one of the winners of the buyout market, found a new home in Orlando, and God, did they need his 3-point shooting? Apparently, almost won them, almost sent them into triple overtime. Good for him. Besides that, I don't. Scoot Henderson's back. I'm not giving up on Scoot. I think he looks good in limited playing time right now, scoring pretty good points in just 20 minutes per game, getting pretty good
Dream
assist
is
up.
alive.
The dream is alive for Scoot Henderson eventually. Um, I will say that Demi Avdia is the most underrated player in the NBA. Fight me on that one. Uh, that's
Sure.
that's that's pretty much it. Chicago is Chicagoing.
I don't think he's really underrated anymore. I think people have come around on how good he is.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, Chicago. Good luck to those guys out there.
And Zion Williams as point guard, is that just his new position now? Like, what are we doing here?
He's been their point guard for like 5 years,
I know
Lucas.
he's been their primary playmaker, but they usually always have another point guard on the floor with him.
Yeah, but they're
No,
always like stuck on the wing while Zion dribbles, and it's a bad fit. They're just
mm,
embracing what they need to be doing. It's
so
been He's always been the
I'm just
point
saying, in
guard.
the starting five, who do you have listed as point guard? It should be Zion now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would just argue that he's always been a point
he's just a over muscular point guard that needs Herb Jones to defend point guards for him.
guard. Yeah, that's fine. Luca
Yeah,
doesn't defend point guards.
that's fair. Yeah. Oh, and the Lakers are pretenders.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
barely even pretending at this point.
Yeah.
um,
Anything on
yeah.
your
Of
end?
note, Nikola Topic made his
Finally made his
debut.
debut after the cancer.
Looked
Good for
pretty
him.
good. They just have so many good guards. What a life. We should try to trade a few second round picks for Nikola Topic this offseason. That's my
Man,
take.
let me just
Let's
say
return the
this.
favor. Okay?
They draft really well because I mean the two guys that have left because they quote unquote didn't. Two out of three guys. Sadly, your guys Poku never really worked out, but Josh
Yeah.
Giddey has been playing well in Chicago. Whether or not that's winning, that's not the point. And Usman Jang, I thought he was a bust, man. He looks. Doc Rivers got something going over there in Milwaukee with some of
Stop
those.
giving Doc Rivers credit.
I
Stop doing it.
he's gonna get in the Hall of Fame. He's on the ballot. Shout out to Doc.
God.
I don't hate
Yeah, look,
Doc. I don't
I think
look,
those
and
are.
I don't hate Doc. I don't.
Giddy was a fit issue. Giddy was like. He had a really good year, and then they got good. And I'm still not convinced he can be like a good fourth option on a good team. But if you are the Bulls and you just put a bunch of fast guys around him and run the floor all the time, of course Josh Giddey's going to put up numbers. Um, yeah, with Jang, it was like there just wasn't space for him in the rotation. I don't think he ever
Mm-hmm.
looked particularly terrible. He just didn't get the opportunities, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of guards. Topic, McCain, those guys, like you said, are going to maybe have to
Ride the
struggle for
bench.
minutes here down the stretch.
Yeah.
I would trade. I would trade the 25th pick or whatever for Topic this offseason if I could. That's what I'd say. I say we double back. We just give them the pick back. They don't want the pick back, but in theory,
Oh,
I would
yeah.
do the McCain trade for Topic.
And last bit, and this is a little bit of a bit. I don't take myself seriously when I say this, but why not play Balo at center? Just try it. Let's just try it.
It's
I
not
don't
going to
see.
work. I'm telling you.
Well,
It's not going to
we don't
work.
know until you try.
I think we do know. But
I mean,
I
look.
guess not.
It's just like I'm not impressed with like their centers are good, but like I'd rather have any of them as a backup. If anything, if I'm starting any of them, it might be Goga because at least he gives me like the best defense out of everybody. Like I don't know, it's just like
Goga's
Wendell
good.
Carter has been doing the same thing for the past like what 8 years.
He's good. He's good at it though. He's good at the thing.
He's okay. He's
Sometimes that's all you need
average.
is just rock solid, you know?
He's average.
He's like a
He's
right
mid,
fastball
as the
right
kids
down
would
the
say.
middle.
He's mid, as the kids would say. He is the middest center in the
He's
NBA.
not mid,
He is
okay?
mid.
He's like a top 100-ish guy
No, he's not. Lies.
when
Get
he's
out
at
of
his
here.
best.
No, get out of here. Lies from Hades.
He has been for a long time. Maybe not right now this second. He can be that, though, when he's on a roll.
But that's the thing. He has to be on a roll. The fact is that, like, if he... Okay, look. Let's just talk about his prototype as a player. He's 6'10".
I want you to guess right now, without looking at it, how old Wendell Carter Jr. is.
I'm going to guess he's about 25.
Okay, he's 26. I thought you would think he was older. He feels older.
No, I mean, he started out at 18. I know he's been in the league for about
I know, yeah. I mean, he's not old, though. Like, he has plenty left in the tank.
I get that, but at the same time, if you were going to be any better than you would have done it 3 years ago.
Doesn't always work like that, but yeah.
Look,
I mean,
they need something more at center. Here's a hot take. I don't think you can take Anthony Black off the court when Franz comes back.
Sure.
Who do you bet?
Player.
Yeah,
you do what you got to do to put Franz in the right position. They need Franz to take over more. That's what they really need, is to get him to play like a star. But yeah, Anthony Black has been really good. They just need shooters. Maybe a new coach.
No, they need a new coach. They have. Look, I think their roster is built fine. They have a very good
group of players. They just need to find a way to make it fit better.
Yeah, because look, you got Jalen Suggs, good defensive point guard that can spread the floor. You have Anthony Black, high upside kid, right? You have Desmond Bane, great two-way player, elite three-point shooter. You have Franz Wagner, great point forward. Paolo, great scoring forward. You have different options at center. Goga's your defensive bruiser. Franz is, not Franz. Mo is your stretch big, and then you have Wendell, who's kind of like your mid center that can do a little bit of everything. And then you have bench. Javon Carter looks good. You have who else is on that bench? Tell me. Jet is actually starting to become somewhat of a rotational guy. We'll see. I don't know.
They got
probably.
Jace. I'm looking for Jace Richardson to get his shot. He really feels like
he got a shot on the slam dunk. That's for sure. Ooh, that forehead must hurt.
That was really scary, actually.
Yeah, it was.
I think Noah Pinda is legitimately good.
He can be good. He can be good too. Yeah.
If they had more need for a guy like that, I think would be popping off on a few other teams.
And side note, we didn't talk about the All-Star game. I do want to talk about that for a second.
It was pretty dope.
It was good.
Good stuff. I like it.
Good. Yeah, I think it works. Yeah, I
don't think any of us thought it would work, but it did. So credit to them.
The slam dunk was horrible. Ban it. I'm done with it. I don't. If you're scared to play against Matt McClung, a G leaguer,
it wasn't terrible.
It was bad.
The two main guys at the end did a pretty good job, and then Carter Bryant had an all-time meltdown, and it was kind of entertaining on a narrative level.
And Jackson Hayes was awful. It was worse than the JaVale McGee slam dunk experience.
They're like, Carter Bryant has a chance to win it in front of all his family and friends here in his hometown. And then he just completely choked. This poor guy.
By the way, I just want to note that I support Scottie Pippen Jr. for what he had to do against him in that fight, because the ref should have called that. They didn't call it.
Oh, I mean, look, come on. It wasn't an intention.
He didn't allow him to land. Per rules, you have to allow a shooter to land.
In Memphis?
Yeah, I'm talking about in Memphis, yeah.
That wasn't... What do you mean? It wasn't a landing situation.
Yes, it was.
Let me rewind the tape here. He got bumped from behind Lucas.
Yeah, as he was landing.
No, he had already landed and it was backtracking, and he backtracked into the guy.
Okay, and they should have called a foul on him because he ran into.
It was incidental contact, though.
No,
and it didn't warrant a fight.
Well, I don't know. I would have wanted to fight after that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I wouldn't
that
have
doesn't
because
mean it was warranted.
I wouldn't have. I'm just saying I would have wanted to.
Okay.
But,
Look.
Anyway.
It's all entertainment at the end of the day.
Sure.
Have
I
gotten Lucas.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on Phillies prospect Justin Crawford's first spring training hit?
I don't pay attention to baseball. Go Rays.
Okay.
Go Rays.
As always, everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Sixer Sense podcast. Like, subscribe, follow along. We're on Twitter at Sixer Sense. We're on TikTok at Sixer Sense. We're on YouTube at The Sixer Sense. You can find us on the web at thesixersense.com. I write at fansided.com. Lucas is at CoachJ_20 on Twitter. I'm at Kline NBA. And we will talk to you again soon. Go Sixers. Peace out.
Peace out, guys.